We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SidescrollersPodcast.com. Just kidding. Good to see everybody. What's going on? Happy New Year to you. Hello, I'm Stuttering Craig. You good? Did you wake up? No? No, you didn't? You just listened to us in bed. You got us playing in the background, brushing your teeth, hovering over the porcelain gods over there from last night. You have a long night? You did? You know somebody who didn't? Blabs.
I didn't have a long night.
No. You didn't go out and partying and drinking. And all that stuff?
No, I don't do that anymore. It's overrated. But you know, somebody was listening to us yesterday live while deer hunting.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Listen, there's not a better companion to deer hunting than Side Scrollers.
That's right. Without Craig.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I am feeling much better, though, today. What a difference a day makes. I'm glad to be here. Good to hang out with you guys.
You missed Indian time.
Well, I can do Indian talk as well.
Oh, did you press the clicky button?
I'm sorry, what? Racist?
The clicky button?
What? Well, I'm sorry, racist? What?
Thank you. Come again.
The racist says what?
Hello?
Speaking of racist, hello, Kay.
Oh, hi!
Designated Indian person.
Hello. You guys have a better Indian accent than me, like straight up.
That was fantastic. Do it again.
Hello! Do not redeem. Please do not redeem. Sir, please. I have to. I've been around Indian people my whole life. I am Indian. I have to know a little bit.
You are?
I am. I'm brown.
I don't know. I don't
What?
listen. I don't look at people through the lens of race, Blabs.
Craig doesn't
She
see
literally
color.
said she was Indian right before the stream. Were you not listening?
I don't listen to people through the lens of race, Blabs.
Apparently you don't hear at all.
He's race deaf and race blind. There you go.
That's right.
Can't
That's
read
right.
and he's deaf. It's fine.
I treat everybody equally, Blabs. What about you?
I treat them superior to you.
I don't.
Okay. Well established. Let's see if this guy has a little bit of Indian in him. It's our number one CEO of Side Scrollers. It's Eric. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Howdy. I'm good. Happy New Year. I'm a little offended that you haven't had me on since last year. I thought we were friends.
There it is. There's
But,
the
hey, at
last
least you
year
brought me
joke.
on for the Cowboys and Indians themed show.
Oh, nice. We're off to a rip roaring start today. Daughter Feather.
Yeah, daughter feather. Wait, I don't know. Don't ask me.
Man, we should get you guys fighting. Hold on a second. Here we
What? We gotta fight cowboys versus Indians? I would always LARP
my
as the
6-shooter.
cowboys, though, so I don't know if this is gonna work out very well. I don't know how to do the Indian roleplay here.
I'm just kidding. That was a little awkward. That's all right. That's good. Well, look, we're going to have a great show for you guys. Happy New Year to you. Happy January 1st, 2025. I'm going to tell you right now, we got some big things lined up for 2025. We're going to tell you all about them about 6 weeks from now when we have our 3-year birthday party as we coast on into year 3. A lot of things planned. Looking forward to that. Blab's going to be a big part of it, and hopefully you guys will be as well. But first, I'd like to remind you guys, we are live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Do us a favor, follow us over there. The newly minted gifted sub Mecca Rumble, which, by the way, started off strong today with B. Barrett gifting a sub over there. That's pretty cool. But that's awesome stuff, you Rumble guys. Love that, Rumble viewers.
Oh, I really like how it's like a grayish thing for the Rumble stuff. Nice.
Yeah, it pops. It's nice.
It actually does. Like, that looks good. YouTube, take note.
Yeah, we'll be calling those out if you guys are so inclined to gift any subs over there in Rumble. Appreciate that. We also have the X account, which we are not live streaming from, but we eventually will be once I figure out how to do that again. You can follow us over there at Side Scroller Pod. We also have an Instagram account growing every day, Blabs, right?
We do. So follow us over there for some memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, Kay's going to talk to you in an Indian accent for the rest of the year.
You don't want it. I cannot keep it going for more than 10 minutes. It's bad. Yeah.
It's so good.
I don't think anybody wants that.
No.
I do. It's hilarious. I love it.
Kay, you do have a great radio voice. It's very calming. It's nice.
What? I've never heard that in my life. Okay, thank you.
I think you do have a good radio
Listen, in
voice.
comparison to my mosquito, everything is great.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. If we were
You
to
kind of sound like what's her name from Howard Stern.
yeah, Robin Quivers. Yeah, she got a little Robin Quivers in her.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Learn something new. It's like been a day since we've existed this year.
What a great start to your year, huh?
I know.
Just hey, if everybody in the chat can please just send all the compliments to Kay right now. That'd be great. Just a great way to start off the year.
I can't handle compliments. Don't do it.
We also have the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify, which Blabs did yesterday, and I'm sure it took her about 3.5 hours to upload.
No, I told you I did the audio, not the video.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't feel like being here for 6 hours just to upload for Spotify.
well, I'll do the video version tomorrow or today. Today, we'll do it today. Yes, our goal is every show in 2025 to be video over on Spotify. We also have, of course, the place where you need to go is sidescrollerspodcast.com. If you'd like to support us, once again, big things coming here. We'll be talking about that here in the next few weeks. So head over there. Of course, if you're new to us over here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Join the 112,000 just normal men. Goal this year for subscribers, 200,000 by the end of the year. I think we can do it. I hope we can do it. If you like common sense, come join the club, baby. Also, 1,337 thumbs up is the goal. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up. There's a direct correlation between you hitting that and the growth of the show. So help us out, baby. Got a couple donations to read from yesterday. I want to make sure I get those in before we even start the show. These are from the direct donation sides. The Gaming Newfie came in with the 20 for Razor. Oh, sorry. He did say he told me to feel better, and I do. Thank you for that, Gaming Newfie. Razor's not here, so I can't really read that. And Jason also came in with a tip for Razor. I'm sorry, Jason. Okay, so Razor is not there, but we'll make sure to send him our best regards. Hammer Time picked up the brand new Challenger shirt over at sidescrollersmerch.com. Head over there and pick up some merchandise for you. Really appreciate that. So yeah, we got a lot going on today. A lot of fun stories to talk about. Some well wishes to be handed out, and some Netflix news. So lots of things to and a follow up yesterday, talking about the singer that you guys. I guess you talked about the viral singer yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about her for about like 5 minutes, and Razor was like, "I'm done with her singing."
Okay. I thought that may be the case. I want to go into a little bit of that about that today. So we'll bring her up here in a little bit because I definitely wanted to talk about that. But before we do. Blabs, please fill us in on today in video game history.
Right, so today is January 1st, which means we have SimCity releasing back in 1989. We have Tecmo Super Bowl releasing in 1993. And then we have Aftershock for Quake releasing in 1996. I believe that should be 29 years old now because it's January 1st. But oopsies, the end.
Oopsie. Oh, look, Eric was like, I'm out.
Yeah, Eric Lee left.
SimCity? Ew.
Yeah, he got up during SimCity, so I guess that was an insult.
What's interesting about that, Blabs, is number one, I don't imagine January 1st being a big day for video game releases.
That's what I was thinking too.
This whole week should be like a dud, basically.
Well, I would say probably up until February or so.
Yeah. Oh, he's got something to show. What do you got there, Eric?
Which one do you want to play?
Oh, wow.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
go.
God, I'm so jealous.
I have
want all
every
of those.
Tecmo Super Bowl, even
Really?
the PlayStation one that sucks.
Are you good
That
at
is
Tecmo
beautiful.
Super Bowl?
I mean, I'm decent.
Decent? Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't play it often.
When was the last time you played some Tecmo Super Bowl?
Probably a year ago. I need to
Oh, wow.
do another season.
That's pretty recent for a game that came out like what, almost 30 years ago?
I agree. You know what's also odd about that is the release date of Tecmo Super Bowl being January 1st
Yeah.
of all things. Like,
Just in time for
In
the
the middle of the
Super
season.
Bowl.
right. But,
Playoffs.
you know, quick side note. I spent yesterday watching, while I was in bed, watching or completing the Amazon Prime Madden documentary. They did a 4-part documentary on the Madden franchise. And I'll tell you this, it was extremely well done. I really enjoyed watching it. They really undersold the hate that Madden gets. They spent about 15 minutes keying in on how like it's the same game year after year after year after year after year. And then it ended with a happy ending talking about how great this year's Madden was, when in reality I looked up the ratings for it and everybody hated it. But it was really, really fun to kind of see they talked a lot about the history of Madden. So the first 2 episodes in particular were really fascinating to watch. If you're a big fan of video game history and development of classic franchises, or just the development of games from the 80s into the 90s, it was a really fun watch. So has anybody had a chance to check that out?
Now I'm going to.
Is it on
That's awesome.
Amazon?
It is on Amazon.
On Amazon Prime. Yeah, I saw it flipping through the browsing one day, and I was like, I got to put that on my watch list. I got to check it out.
Yeah, it's a good watch,
I'll watch it
man.
soon.
I was thoroughly impressed with it. I really enjoyed it. They talk about Trip Hopkins. Trip Hopkins, obviously the original CEO of EA. They even briefly talked about him leaving and going to start the 3DO and how much of a failure that was. So spent about 10 minutes on that. So I really enjoyed it. It was good. All right, well, Blab, some games that you missed today. The seventh guest for the Macintosh 32
What is
years
that?
ago. Seventh Guest is an interesting title. This was a game that was like a CD-ROM style first-person puzzle game-ish. I remember seeing it and hearing a lot about it back then. Another game you missed today in 1995 for the PlayStation, Battle Arena Toshinden, a highly underrated PlayStation fighter from 30 years ago in 1995. Let's see, what else? Putt Putt enters the race for Macintosh 26 years ago.
Oh, I should have put that one on. Putt Putt's amazing.
Yeah. And there you go.
Happy birthday, Putt Putt.
And for those of you who are interested in video games being released today in 2025, which is weird to say, The Legend of the Cyber Cowboy releases for the Switch, PlayStation, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X today. Never heard of it, but I like the title. Legend of the Cyber Cowboy. Any of you guys heard anything about that before?
No,
but it sounds
gonna
cool.
look at this. Yeah,
A cowboy game?
yeah.
For Eric?
Cyber cowboy though. What does that mean?
Today?
It could be
I'm
anything.
going to check it out.
Yeah, Legend of the Cyber Cowboy. There we go. All right, man, what a great start to the show, including Bacon, who came in, Blabs, with a $50 direct donation to start us off. That's one. Says, Happy New Year, Side Scrollers crew. Happy to be here for the first show of the new year and the first Cowboys and Indians episode. Glad to be the first boobies of the new year. Woo-hoo. Shared with all the normal men out there. Hey, Bacon, thank you very much. Cheers to boobs. Cheers to boobs, indeed. Bacon, genuinely appreciate that.
First boobs of the new year.
That's right. We do have our pickle, which we haven't had a chance to use yet. So it's a yodeling pickle.
Somebody in the comments on the Side Scrollers Twitter account said we should name it Petra.
Petra?
And I'm kind of for it. Petra the
Petra?
pickle.
My
It's a good
mom's
ring
name's-
to it. I like it.
My mom
Right?
suggested Pat. Or Pat the pickle.
That is so, like, on the nose. I think Petra's better.
Well, we'll let the. I'll tell you what. So whoever back in the day, we used to do this big pickle thing, right? Back in this old stream, we did it for a little bit here. But whoever is the biggest donator today gets to pick the name of the pickle. How's that?
But it has to start with a P.
Okay, sounds good. That's the only line. And it,
There you go.
sounds good.
It has to start with a P.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pickle. P the pickle.
for
You can name it
alliteration.
Pickle the pickle.
Somebody could name it pickle. Pickle the pickle.
No, tickle the pickle.
Oh, I heard pickle. I was like, pickle the pickle.
Hey, Shane came in and says, my favorite Madden is Madden 04 with Mike Vick on the cover. It was special edition where he had to run a puppy farm. like the Chaos Guard in Sonic Adventure 2. Shane, that was not a real version of the game. But they did actually talk extensively about Madden 04 and how it was kind of the apex of the series. So with Michael Vick. Good luck with your puppy mill there, Shane. Appreciate that greatly. Also, Stay at Home Hippo came out at the tent. Says, hope you're feeling better, Craig. Blabs and Razor had to carry your slack. Okay, but seriously, happy news to you and your family. Welcome, Kay and Eric. Happy New Year's to you both. No fanfic jokes today, Kay.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, new year, new K, no fanfic.
No more
Dragon's
fan
Fire.
fictions. It's over.
Says, Happy New Year's, Craig. My New Year's resolution is to cut my gaming backlog down by at least half. Do you have any advice? And what is the one game staring at you in your backlog? Oh, man. You know, it's funny. I actually played some games yesterday while I was laying in bed that I've never played, just on the Switch. I played a game called Spanky's Adventure, which was a Super Nintendo game. It's available on Nintendo Switch Online. It's a very classic style game where you play as a monkey and you bounce bubbles into the sky, which ultimately, after you bounce it 5 times, it turns into basketballs and it hits the guys in the head and kills them. That's the epitome of, yes, Blabs, I said everything I said is accurate. And
That sounds like fun.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. So go check out Spanky's Adventure on Nintendo Switch Online. The one game that is staring me in the face that I really need to dig into is Metroid Dread. That's probably the biggest one. So, Gaming Newfie Gaming says, don't worry about it, Craig. Razor Fist has an arcade stream every Friday, so I resend my Blood West message there. Glad you're feeling better, and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you, Gaming Newfie. Appreciate that greatly. And go see how to Razor on Friday. All right, we do see every super chat, every direct donation, every Rumble rant, and everything over on SidescrollersPodcast.com. But let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for the first hard news of the year.
Hard news. Yeah!
I almost got it this time. I nearly forgot again. There we go. All right. Well, obviously, the big news coming into today is that, hey, it's 2025. Last night was New Year's Eve. Today's New Year's Day. A lot of people have the day off. But we would be remiss if we didn't turn back the clocks 25 years ago. It has been now a quarter century since Y2K. Now, Kay, you clearly are too young to remember Y2K. Blabs, you're too young to remember Y2K.
I remember it.
I was 3, so I don't really remember, but I was there. Does that
Oh
count?
my god, you're a wee little baby. Oh,
Yes.
I remember us like panicking and freaking out, being like, "Do we have to turn off the computer? What's gonna happen? Is
Well, it's funny
everything
you
gonna like get destroyed?"
It's funny you mention that because this has popped up. Remember, turn your computer off before midnight on December 31st, 1990. That's from Best Buy.
I never did that.
Oh, you rebel!
It didn't
We did.
explode.
We turned everything off. We were like, "Bro, we don't know what's gonna happen," but it was fine.
What was the? I mean, for those of you in the chat who remember, right, normal men. What was the? I remember there being such fear around just the clock turning from 11:59 to midnight, and when you go back and you think about it, how stupid is that? Like, especially here in America, where Blabs was talking about yesterday, how like Australia, the other side of the world, it turns the year before us because the time zones, right? So if nothing broke then, nothing's gonna break by the time it gets to like Eastern time zone in the United States. But was that all just fear porn? Or we're all just freaking out about it?
Propaganda.
Planes were going to fall out of the sky.
Right.
Computers were going to explode.
Well, that's
They
what
only had
happened
2
with-
decimal points in the year for computing. And so people thought that computers were going to think it was 1900 or something when it rolled over. And everything was just going to shut off because computers are stupid. But nothing happened. It was the biggest nothing burger ever.
Isn't that Rachel Zegler movie basically that Y2K goes wrong? Isn't that what happens? Like the clock hits 2000 and all like the technology comes to life or whatever, and planes hit each other in the sky and stuff like that, and it failed, didn't it?
Is that why she's Snow White now? Is that what happened from Y2K?
Oh, see, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Well, that's
that's the
That's
movie.
what that movie's about. It's like
Yeah,
a
we saw the
modern-day
trailer
Maximum
on,
Overdrive.
On the show, was it like 6 months ago? I feel like.
Well, that's what
Oh,
people
yeah, I remember that
thought
trailer.
and the movie failed, but that's exactly what people thought would happen was planes would all of a sudden just stop working and they'd be like flying across and just go poof, and just like fall right out. Like there was no logic to what was happening.
All planes were shut down and floored on midnight.
Right. And it's amazing, and it's crazy to think about how stupid we were. It's funny because here is, I I have, everyone has their New York countdown, right? This is actually from the year 2000 right here. A clip from the 2000 here, and it has some copyrighted music on it. But this is the same story every year where people go to this New York and they all go there and they wait for it to happen, and hits 2000, and all of a sudden here we are. It would have been funny if like the TV feed just cut.
And scare the shit out of everybody in Times Square.
Right.
Just did a Sopranos ending.
Right.
Just think that was probably like the last year they ever had porta potties there because of 2001.
Oh yeah. You bring up some.
Why would people go, right? Like, it's cold. There's no toilets anywhere. There's no food anywhere. Everything is completely shut down. You are stuck and surrounded by strangers who are basically shitting in their pants next to you. Why would you go?
They don't have porta potties.
No,
anymore?
there's no porta potties in Times Square during New Year's Eve because of security threats like 9/11 and everything.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense. But like, I would never think that would happen.
Yeah, there's super duper high security. There's like a shit ton of police officers. I actually had like a friend who's a police officer in New York City. She had to go and do all this stuff for Times Square once. Not fun. No.
So depressing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What was we've all been duped into some thinking really stupid things over the course of our lives, right? The media pushes these things, all these fear tactics, right? Some of the last several years. But what do you think is the dumbest thing that us as society has fallen for? I mean, Y2K is pretty dumb.
COVID.
I was gonna say that too.
I was kind of dancing around that, but I'm glad we got there.
No, the stupidest thing was the glass in front of the cash register, and it was all fine above it and around it and everything. It's like, okay, what does
Did
this
you
do?
have the thing where it's like you can sit in a restaurant with no mask, but if you get up and walk, you have to wear it? And it was like, what?
Exactly.
Well, because everybody knows that when you sit down, you can no longer transmit it.
Dude, no, my physical therapist would make me wear a mask working out. She tried to make me wear one in a pool. I was like, I can't breathe, woman. There's a wet mask in my face.
Like high school band classes where they cut holes in the mask so they could play their trumpets and saxophone.
And their flutes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My brother has been big in the world of
I've
this
seen
space,
it.
and he's been tweeting a lot because people have just forgotten about all that insanity from several years ago. But whether it's Y2K, whether it's COVID, because once again, I still think we'll get struck down, even though everything that it's just such a stupid game here on YouTube. But either way, it's crazy. Well, it is 2025, and there have been a lot of different celebrations across the world. There's obviously the thing that happened in New Orleans last night, which I don't really want to get into, but it's just crazy to think that we can't congregate in a centralized place and have some fun anymore without cars being used. I'm a big believer in banning all cars now after this one isolated attack. So if anybody wants to ban cars, we should do that. But there's also on the brighter side of things, by the way, that's a joke. I don't want to ban all cars. But there on the brighter side, there was influencers after influencers after influencers on Dick Clark's rockin' New Year's Eve. First off, Blabs, do you know who Dick Clark is?
Yes, I do. He used to host a New Year's Eve, but he's been dead for like over 20 years. So now Ryan Seacrest hosts it, and it's a shit show.
Yes, I think that's actually a great way to describe it. Thank you for that.
Dick Clark did not age until he died.
Done.
Yeah, good
He was
point.
just gone one day. It was like, what happened
He
to
was
him?
there and then he wasn't.
I didn't even know he was gone until yesterday. I asked about Dick Clark, and I was like,
Oh,
what do you
how's he
mean he's
doing these
dead?
days?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean he's dead?
Hey, he's like, he hasn't done much lately, has he?
Yes, Dick Clark died at wait, hold on. Breaking news. Dick Clark is dead at the age of 82, April 18th, 2012.
I wasn't sober, for the record.
Oh, man. Well, I'll say this. If Dick Clark was running his show last night, I don't think this is a show that he would have recognized, especially when it comes to Gorlock the Destroyer. Now, Blabs is telling me this is not Gorlock the Destroyer.
No, this is not Gorlock the Destroyer. This is actually this dude right here. Shall I share my screen and everything?
Yeah,
All right.
share away.
So this is how this dude got famous. We'll just play the clip. It's like 20 seconds.
Very demure. I do my makeup. I lay my wig. I do a little braid. I flat iron my hair. I do chi-chis out. I do viral vanilla. Very demure. Very mindful. Let's not forget to be demure divas. See how.
So yeah, basically he went viral for like this video, another one saying how you should be very demure, very mindful. And this is a trans man. We don't know his real name or anything. All they tell us that he's got Puerto Rican descent. That's all they want to tell us. Yes.
Wait, what? Okay, first of all, demure, isn't that supposed to be like something more gentle? Like, I don't really know, but not
it's supposed to be like classy.
Yeah, that was not demure at all. I don't know what the hell that word is, but it's not. And also, why do we care that they're Puerto Rican?
I don't know. This is all that they want to tell us. I even Googled his real name to be like, who is this guy? They don't want to tell us anything. That's all we know.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a fun fact about him. This is
Why would
him.
you show me this to start my year.
And this is not Gorlock. I understand they look very, very
The other way
similar,
now.
but this one is Gorlock, right?
Stop. Stop.
This is the video I made Razor watch yesterday.
Hold on. What is that?
Oh, you missed this yesterday. Okay, so yesterday there was a video going around of like 500. And everyone's like, oh my God, Gorlock weighs 500 pounds. Congratulations. No, this buffoon has 500,000 followers on TikTok. And so this idiot made a video. I'm not going to play the music again, but there it is. I'm sorry, chat. You have to watch this twice, but Craig missed out.
All right. Well, with all that said, we've now.
Yes.
What is our fascination with fat dudes dressing as women? I don't understand what this is.
Mental illness is entertaining, I guess.
Well, fat dude number one dressed like a woman was on like the Dick Clark New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Sponsored by Planet Fitness.
Right, of all the things, right?
Actually, if you really think about it, ABC is owned by who? Disney. So Disney now has this guy in canon. So this is your new Disney princess.
Okay, question. Does this person have a higher or deeper voice than me?
Oh, it's deeper.
It's going to be deeper for sure.
It's super deeper, and especially the laugh.
Okay, let's find out. Here we go.
Please welcome Jules LeBron. Hi, hon.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get the audio up there.
Moment for a sec.
Matching divas was even coordinated.
No,
Matching divas.
Matching divas.
Oh my God.
Wait for the laugh, though. You gotta hear the laugh.
Great minds
actually.
think
Am
alike.
I demure? Did I?
Wait, was that Eric or her?
That was both of them at the same
Hold on.
time.
Hold on. Eric, let's see if I can tell the difference between Eric and her. Hold on.
Coordinated.
No,
Great minds
actually.
think alike.
Right? Am I demure?
It's like a Bowser laugh.
It's like Jack
God.
Black. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what we're doing here. We're ringing in the new year with that person.
Oh no, we gotta play this clip now. Then here we go.
Oh, of course.
Hi, I'm
Oh, there's
Kiko.
no audio?
I'm 23.
Or is there? I muted it on my end. Never mind. Okay.
I go to UCSB and I also bartend.
Shout out Gorlock, the
Oh,
OG.
Now I want to play KOTOR. Oh my God. That's great.
No. Well, that's great. Anyways, we're ringing in the new year in the best possible way.
But
Hey,
trannies.
The ad worked. I really want to go to Planet Fitness after this.
Oh my gosh. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time at Planet Fitness. It's actually brilliant marketing because everyone is over here.
We're all like, oh my God,
these are
no, we
solutions.
need to go to the gym.
Yep. All right. Man, check this out. This is badass. Christopher came in with the 500 Swedish krones. Let's go. It says Happy New Year, all normal men. That's 2. We're going to get that pickle to sing today. Christopher, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous, and we appreciate that. That is wonderful. Look at that. It's good stuff. Thank you, Christopher. Great stuff.
Eye cleanse there.
I agree. That's the kind of
What
jiggle
a
that we're looking for.
stark difference.
That is definitely the kind of jiggle that we're looking for. It's all Duggan Game says, I was in my mid-20s at Y2K. The main thing we were all told is to be afraid of the failure of the 70s era embedded electronics controlling the world's nuclear arsenals, etc. It was overwhelming. Yeah, there was that like all the nukes were going to go off thing. I do recall that.
I memory hold that. Oh my God. Yeah. Or maybe my family didn't want me to know that was a risk because I was pretty young when that happened. But wow, that would be scary.
Were they like, all the nukes are going to go off?
Yeah. Be careful. It's Gandhi. He's going to set them off in Civ 2.
Lord Slash, bringing it back to games. Let's go. Lord Slash says, Happy New Year, everyone. Craig, wishing you well. Hopefully you're not vomiting and back to stuttering. Thank you. Appreciate that. I am better today. Okay, sending you and James much love as always. Yeehaw, Eric. Jose, go back to your hacienda. There we go.
Okay.
That's excellent. Magnum Norris says...
You missed it. There was a little bit of Jose Ramirez yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's a little bit. I was doing an update on some LinkedIn people that I had been researching. So yeah. Jose has come back.
Jose Ramirez, my favorite undercover reporter. That's good. Magnum came in and says, Blabs, there isn't toilets in general in New York City. That's why it smells like
That's true. But like, I mean, like when you're in affairs and stuff, they put up toilets, porta potties and all that, but they don't even do that for Times Square at all.
Nathan says, having gone down the rabbit hole of Y2K, there were legit concerns that systems like bank accounts would break over the bug. And because of the panic, it actually caused action to prevent it. Okay. All right, Nathan. Appreciate that. We were all terrified. Magnum came back, says, someone please call the whalers. We need more whalers to reduce the burden of the economy from land whales, $12 per pound. Thank you for that. Missing Dejin says, I'm half Puerto Rican and this representation is worse than the garbage island joke, even though that was actually funny. This is just sad and annoying. Hey, we get it. We're all tired of it, the nonsense here. And Angela came in with a gifted membership here on the channel. That's excellent. Alectron came in and says, Happy New Year, Side Scrollers is over on Rumble. Says, don't forget to light the 8 candles tonight for the last night of Hanukkah. Okay. Craig, lots of devs I speak to are excited about your idea of becoming a publisher. What a lot of devs need is promotion, so a bonus would be if you had a Discord server for us to share our games, or just the odd shout out. Either way, thanks for all you do. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's going to be a big initiative for us later on in the year, but yes. Let's keep moving on here. What do we got here, Blabs? What is this? We have a
what?
What's this Tesla Cybertruck thing? In the
oh, right. Apparently, the Cybertruck blew up in front of a Trump international hotel in Las Vegas. I'll just share this real fast, just so everyone can see it. I don't know anything about it. I just seen it, but this is it. We don't need to hear that. There it is. There's a Cybertruck.
Holy!
Whoa.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Purpose?
I have no idea.
It's kind of terrifying.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
I hope there was
intentional or
nobody
not,
in
too,
there or
right?
not.
Yeah.
I hope not. The end.
Well, thanks for sharing that. It's terrifying.
Yes.
There's an opening for valet at the Trump, though. So.
Yeah, right. All right, well, let's move on. I did want to mention this really quick. I've had a long working relationship with Mega 64 over the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years or so. Are you guys familiar with Mega 64?
Of course. Love those guys.
Eric, you ever heard of Mega 64 before?
Sounds familiar.
So Mega 64.
There's a lot of 64s out there. So
yeah, these guys were the original. These guys are some of the most original of original content creators online, doing it long before YouTube. When I think of people who are making videos online, they may be them and Rooster Teeth were like the only people that really kind of beat Screw Attack to the game. And Mega 64 is still going strong. We had them back at several events, back at Screw Attack. We had our big gaming convention and such. And they're still going. They're still going to blow. And they almost nearly shut down not too long ago. They had to do a little crowdfunding push to stay alive because making 2-minute videos doesn't pay like it did in 2012, right? But I saw this note yesterday, and I hope this is legit, but they had this note about one of their members, Derek Acosta. Apparently I'm just going to read his Instagram post. It says, on December 26th, I went hiking, and in a brief lapse of my usual cat-like agility, I tumbled down a hill and smashed my face against a rock. I spent the next 3 days in the hospital and learned that I had a broken nose, fractured orbital bones around my eye, in my face, and had a deep laceration in my forehead. My left eye had swollen shut. The doctors stitched me up, reset my nose, and kept me for observation while they decided if I need surgery on my skull. Luckily, I don't, at least not this time. He said, considering everything, I feel fortunate my injuries weren't worse. My recovery is going to take 3 to 6 weeks for the fractures, with potential swelling lasting 6 months to a year. Thankfully, I didn't get a concussion, and I managed I'm managing my pain with medication. The hardest part for this is I hope 2025 would be a big year to dive into creative projects as an actor. I'm uncertain about facial scarring or how my nose will heal, and I have a consultation with doctors later this week. For now, it's a waiting game, and I'll take it one step at a time. I'm recovering at home with my family, especially my amazing wife, who was with me on the trail and has been on by my side through all this. I'm so grateful for her. And there's a video of me falling and busting my ass on the trail. So at least we get some content out of this. So I've known the Mega 64 guys for a long time, and Derek's a good dude. Right, Derek's a good dude. These guys live in San Diego. Good group of guys. Are funny, really funny. They do us Tim and Eric award show every year, which is just such a parody of itself. And anyways, with all that said, I just wanted to take a second and say, man, I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. You're a genius in your own way, and all those guys, Rocco, Sean, Derek, really good stuff. This is kind of the video that got them super uber viral before viral was a thing back in the day. Blabs, tell me if you've ever seen this before. So the Tetris music is going to play, but long or short, they go around Tetris, as a Tetris block, trying to fit into various Tetris things. This is the Tom
That's
Green
kind of
era.
genius.
Oh yeah,
It's peak cinema. I love them, seriously.
Yes. And now they're all like in their 40s, so it's not as funny seeing like 40-year-old dudes going around doing Tetris blocks and stuff. So they have a podcast, but this is peak early internet right here.
I've never seen this before, but that's pretty intelligent and fun.
Yeah. They'd go around, and their whole idea was imitating video games in real life. And what would happen if video games, were, and that was kind of their whole bit. So, Eric, does this ring a bell to you at all?
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, it's pretty funny
Classic.
stuff. And very classic internet here. So, I don't know who was in this. Like you see, when this was originally done. Look at this kid's face here. This is before people would go out with their phones. There's no phones in these videos. You had to have a camcorder. You're going out and recording it. So the idea of somebody going out and doing some public stunt was a novelty. And now you have these kids live streaming their whole lives. But look at this kid's face over here. Watch when he turns around. He's like, it's so freaking funny to him.
Oh, he's so wholesome and happy.
Right. It's great stuff. So anyways, brilliant. So they pushed all their traffic to mega64.com. Just a quick hey man, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully those guys are doing well. I'm a big fan of classic internet and those guys over at Mega64. So we may not agree on everything, but I agree that your content is funny as shit. So they make great bad guys. Great, Rocco is a phenomenal wrestling heel. He pushes all the right buttons. It's great. All right, let's go and move on real quick. But before we do, Snapple came in. Good to see you, buddy, with the 10. Says, Happy New Year's all. Don't often catch y'all live, but glad to catch it once. Looking forward to seeing what comes in 2025. Also, Kay, great job on the RAR off X Sonic 06 fanfic.
No, and listen, we're celebrating. I beat Sonic's campaign in Sonic 06 the other day, and it was so stressful and difficult, but we did it. We have silver next, so maybe there'll be silver fan fiction. Who knows?
Okay.
We did it.
We did it. You did it.
Controllers were not destroyed.
Speaking of fanfics, Harriet Tubman came in.
Oh no! She's back. Tub out.
Says Kay has moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh fanfic now. Kay has put you Yugi in a love triangle with T and Rebecca.
No.
While Kaiba interrupts the drama to defeat Yugi in a duel, but he never succeeds and calls himself a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Gang, Tubbs out. Thanks.
Shout out, Tubbs.
Appreciate that we have Harriet Tubman as a regular supporter of the channel.
I love it.
It's good. Stenrox, thank you so much for picking up that long sleeve side shoulder shirt. Says awesome shirt. Love the show. Thanks for the content. Well, thank you so much, Stenrox. That's outstanding. And Magnum says 2025 is the year of no filter for those who had one in the first place. Hey, go get it, baby. Miku says Todd and Aaron Game Awards are greater than all other Game Awards. Agreed. Speaking of, by the way, the Real Game Awards will be on Thursday, January 23rd. Announced that last week, but in case you missed it, so that's about 22 days from today. So lots of good things happening there. All right, let's keep moving on. Blabs, lead us through this next story with Elon Musk.
Oh, right. I was like, what happened? Okay, so basically Elon Musk decided to change his name on Twitter and apparently even changed his avatar, like his profile photo to Pepe the Frog. And the BBC had to make an article because it's the BBC, and they basically went "Wee!" for an entire article. That's literally it.
Okay, but what did he change his name to? Why is it?
It's Kekius Maximus. So Kek is like laugh.
Okay.
Kek. Laugh. So he's just a troll. That's his new avatar. It's Pepe the Frog as like the Roman Empire.
Oh, I see. So
he changed his name and didn't end profile picture and didn't lose his verified thing.
Right. What is that about? Did he have
if
to
you're Elon Musk, I guess he can have privileges.
It's almost like his account can be exempt from things. Also, maybe from being deboosted for being blocked by people too. Just saying.
Yeah, can we talk about that? That is a terrible decision. Fuck Elon for that one.
He reversed it. I think he did see his things getting.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's back up because I have not been following. I've seen people complaining about what's going on X, but I don't know what's going on X. What is happening on X right now? People are saying like there's free speech issues.
Yeah, you can take the floor with this.
I mean, there's a few different things going on. The deboosting thing is essentially, he said that if like high-profile accounts that are blue check marks block you, essentially the algorithm on Twitter, X, whatever, will decide that your account deserves less friction. Like you won't be able to be seen on the platform as much anymore. And a lot of us obviously don't like that. It's this whole thing of like freedom of speech but not reach, which is just absurd.
Right.
And yeah, so I don't know if he reversed it, Eric. Is that?
Yeah, I think they reversed it in like less than a day.
Good.
It was shit. Everybody was.
I think Elon saw his own engagement going down because he got.
Well, it's so dumb because it's like, okay, what are you gonna get blocked for? The truth. How many people are blocked simply for saying like something that people can't handle? And then what? You're gonna get deboosted for that?
Coordinated efforts for people just to
100%.
Block
yeah.
people. So
this was just like it was a popularity contest of what it was. And I didn't like it one bit. I was like, this is an L take. You're censoring people just because people block them. People block me all the time. I don't even know who the fuck they are. Okay.
There's that decision. And then there's all those people that are losing demonetization and the subscribe button or whatever. I think that's just arrows in the background. Nothing's been confirmed on what happened. No one's gotten any messages saying why they got demonetized and then remonetized. It's kind of like when YouTube channels, we've seen many of our friends lose monetization, have to go through support in like 3 days or a week later, get it back for no apparent reason, no rhyme or reason. It sounds like that's going on with X now. And I think they're doing a lot of stuff because apparently X is coming out with a payment plan, like a PayPal competitor. Which is
really?
Elon kind of started PayPal back in the day. But X Payments is coming out soon. I think there's a lot of things going on in the background of
X money,
new systems that are just kind of messing with things.
Now,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Eric, I want to go back to what you're saying about the like people losing their check marks and how it might be a back end thing, because we've also seen the conversation about the H-1B visa. Now, I'm Canadian, so I barely understand all the American stuff with the visas and whatever, but I know there's been a big debate between, America first versus America last, essentially, and like, prioritizing immigrant visas and giving them jobs over giving Americans jobs first. And a lot of people that have called Elon out for this are also conveniently the ones losing their blue check marks. So I have a I'm not saying that right or wrong. It's just maybe I'm the conspiracy theorist here, but I just have a really hard time thinking it's like mechanical and like just it's a bug. Like it's tough to feel like it's a bug, especially when people that are like calling him out for stuff are getting hit by this. So yeah, Look, I think Elon's done a lot of great things for free speech. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the platform didn't benefit somewhat from him stepping up and that we needed it. But at the same time, like he takes really big strides backwards too for free speech. And I don't think that the platform is quite there. So I don't like consider him a hero of free speech. I think he has a long way to go. I think he's pretty juvenile with it. And a lot of the time it feels like he just wants to be liked more than anything. So he'll kind of go with the tide. Who's like more excited and standing behind him? That's ultimately where his decisions are going to go when it comes to Twitter specifically.
What I really don't like though is that whole I want to make X kind of like that WeChat app that China uses, where everything is in one app. And he's
it's
like,
all
I want to
Chinese
do that.
social score. It's all Chinese social score.
I don't like
it's
that.
crazy.
I don't like that one bit. So that's why I'm like very iffy with this X payment thing. I'm like, oh, we're getting there. We're doing it, aren't we? Elon, we're going there. And I'm like, no, I don't want that.
It really feels like he took this whole like visa thing personally, and now he's just like leading with emotion, in my opinion. And it really feels like if you upset him, then that's when free speech kind of ends, just from my perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely did a lot of good stuff, like you said, especially with like just unveiling the truth, right? Just so people could actually speak out. Because anytime you said something years ago, you were just like that banned, shadow banned. But now I'm just like, maybe we're going a bit too far. I don't know. I'm not one for this whole WeChat shit on X either. Because like, what happened to competition then? If you're the big dog, no one else is gonna be able to survive, and everything's gonna be into one thing. So if you're hacked, everybody has all your information of every little thing. And I'm like, no thanks. You're muted, Craig.
Self over here. That's fine. What's interesting about this, looking at as somebody who has not followed all these things that you're talking about, I've just kind of seen it from a distance. You reach a point, and Elon Musk did this a long time ago, where you go past the point from scrappy startup to all of a sudden you have a target on you, right? And that happens with most businesses that see success, right? Where all of a sudden you have this independent following, and then, well, I liked you when you did this. Now, I will say this. It has been interesting to watch the perception of some people, the public perception of some people change in the last month, based off of really since the election. And like I said, I've never been a super political person at all. I think my stances are pretty common sense. But it's interesting to kind of see the attacks on certain individuals after all this. And I don't really know, whether it's Elon, whether it's Ramaswamy. I haven't really followed this whole what'd you call it? It's the immigration thing. What's it called? The
H-1B visa. It's essentially bringing in people and giving them the ability to work jobs instead of giving them to Americans, essentially.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I got to learn more about that before I can comment on all that. But
it's a huge rabbit hole, for the record. I don't expect you to have an answer on that. Like, even for me, I'm still navigating it.
But back to Elon Musk, right? I think that overall, Elon Musk has been a net positive for a lot of things. I think, just like most people, he has tremendous flaws, just like everybody here. I'm not going to agree with everything that Elon Musk does or says, but I think for the most part, he's been a net positive. And some people will disagree. I think a lot of people will disagree. He's probably, outside of Donald Trump, probably the most polarizing person in the world. I mean, you go back to the idea that when have you ever rooted for the rich guy? And he's the richest guy. You know what I mean? But I get the idea of free speech, but I do think that there's always nuance to this conversation, and the nuance with Elon Musk appears to be, I think you nailed it, okay. I think that he just wants to be liked, and I think that's how most people are, so.
Like, no one's immune to that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that no one wants to be liked. Of course, everyone does, but it's when it comes to free speech, it's not about being liked. It's about facilitating the conversation. Like, to me, Twitter is a public square, and everyone should be able to speak freely. So,
well, that's kind of what he sold everybody on. Eric, you got anything on this?
I mean, it's kind of like Donald Trump back in the day when he was elected in 2016, people talking about how he was abusing the tax system, and he's like, well, now he's president, now he's going to fix it. He knows how the system works because he abused it, but he wants to fix it for America. And Elon's kind of the same way. Now he's kind of in with Trump and doing the whole Doge thing. Yeah, he's used this stuff for his own businesses, but he knows how to fix it as well. Like, if you're a successful businessman, you know how the system works, and you've used it for your own benefit. We also know what could be better and how to improve it, so it helps all Americans. So,
right,
just something to think about.
All right. Well, I guess we'll continue to follow the ongoings on X, as there will be many, many ongoings on X over the next 6 months, year, 5 years, whatever. Especially if they become the everything app, which has been the goal that Elon has stated for a long time. That's the goal with X. So, let's move on to the everything show. Did you guys watch Squid Games, the first season?
Mm-hmm.
Eric, what'd you think of that?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. And
what was it about it that we were like, wow, that's a great show?
It's just the high stakes of it all. And then the characters were all really well developed, and you had the main character, but you were also cheering for everybody else, but you knew the ultimate outcome that only one of these people is,
right,
could win the game. So
it's very jarring. I would say the first season was, we talked about Elon Musk being a disruptor, right? I thought Squid Game was a disruptor. Like the everything about this show itself was a disruption. And Kay, did you watch the first season of Squid Game?
No, I know pretty much nothing about Squid Game, so I'm all ears.
Well, then Eric, give everybody a rundown of what Squid Game is.
Well, it's like a most dangerous game kind of thing. So the Squid Game it takes place in Korea. The games take people off the streets, or people that are struggling in life, people that are into crime, or homeless, people that are gambling debts and stuff like that. And it says, hey, if you play this game, you have a chance to win billions of won, right? But they don't realize that it's actually a game to the death.
Right.
And so the first game happens, and it's red light, green light. The child's game, red light, green light. And all the games are actually children's games. And a lot of them are local to Korea, or some of them are games like red light, green light. And if you lose the game, like in red light, green light, the first episode you get shot if they see you moving after the red light. So people just start getting wiped out one by one, and everybody starts to realize what kind of game they're in as that game's playing out. And so people start working together, make friendships, and trying to survive, and then numbers dwindle until there's a champion. Yeah. So it's kind of like Battle Royale or Most Dangerous Game, stuff like that.
Yeah, the first season was really, really good. And that was released in 2021, I believe, several years ago. It was like during COVID and everything, and all the insanity associated. So there's a lot of big streaming audience. It was massively successful. So they immediately went in and started developing out Squid Game Season 2. I thought Season 2 was going to be it. So without going into spoilers, I saw Season 2, and I was really underwhelmed with it, specifically the ending of Season 2. I think all the jarring aspects of Season 1 were removed, and it took 3 episodes before they actually got into the actual game show itself. The premise of season 2 is that the winner from season 1 goes back to play the game several years later to try to end the games once and for all. And anyways, it was released the day after Christmas, and Squid Game season 2 is the #1 show on Netflix in 92 countries with 68 million views. It's the most views ever for a show in the first week. And this is already Netflix's 7th most popular non-English TV show. And the 3rd season is coming in 2025, which once again, I didn't know there was going to be a 3rd season. But by the way the 2nd season ended, it was very apparent that there was going to be a 3rd season. Eric, did you see this 2nd season?
We just started watching it for You Mean the TV channel. We went through episode 1 this week, and be out on YouTube next week. So we go slow. We don't binge. So we like watch an episode, absorb it, and then next week we'll watch another episode. And obviously, if that makes the show so much better for us, because Netflix has you have a tendency to binge it, but I feel like it makes the show better for us when we don't binge it because we're doing it for our channel. And so we get to it gives us that whole week to process it and I don't know, get more invested in it. So it's been fun like that. The first episode was really good, but there was a little Russian roulette in it. So
yeah, and that's interesting for sure. I mean, like I said, for me, the 2nd season was fine, and I think you'll see the ending of it was fairly underwhelming. And it's like the fact that there were 7 episodes in a 2nd season was also kind of jarring. Usually,
the first season had 9.
Yeah.
So,
but there's definitely room for a 3rd season, and hopefully that's the last, if I'm being honest with you. But
yeah, I've heard that a lot. It feels like the season 3 is more of like a season 2 part 2.
Yeah,
and they were filmed back to back, so it's gonna feel like I think this final 2 seasons is gonna feel like one whole season. So
I think that's the idea. Which speaking of final parts of final seasons, the Cobra Kai final 5 episodes will be releasing here pretty soon. Have you watched? Just to get caught up on this, have you caught up on Cobra Kai season 6 parts 1 and 2?
We're on season 6 now?
Yes.
Oh my god. I think I watched the first few seasons. It was really good. And I still want to continue it, but I didn't realize there was 6 seasons.
Yeah, I think we're behind. I think we're on season 4 or something.
Let me just say this.
Crazy.
Cobra Kai, if there was a shark to jump, it's jumped a full ocean of sharks to get where we're at right now with season 6.
No.
But it's still a fun watch. It's so ridiculous, so stupid, so over the top. And like, if you were to go back and watch the original Karate Kid, which I did recently, you'd be like, how did we get here? How did we get here? And it doesn't make any sense at all, but it's okay. Going back to Squid Game, this is one of the memes that's been passed around from it. Before they start, they have to take a picture of themselves, and this was him at the beginning of the first season, and this is him going back into the game on the bottom. So this is just one of those things where like me before this and me after this. So definitely a drastic change in how he looks, the lead character of it. So funny stuff. Sal Mark came in, says, this is nuts. If Elon didn't spend billions for free speech and a fair shot at our elections, we would be stuck in a commie hellscape. Get over yourself.
What? No. So if we're saying we agree with everything he says, but we can't criticize stuff we don't agree with, we have to follow everything he says. No, that's a cult.
No, I agree. I think that we very much agree with what you're saying as far as the idea of the free speech value of X. I think that was probably one of the biggest moments in history. Literally, was Elon buying X, at least from a free speech perspective and an information perspective. But I think you have to look at things that anybody does and be critical of it, right? I mean, that's just the reality of life. Not everybody's going to bat 100, bat 1,000, with every decision that they do. Crispy Chicken says, back to Y2K. I was 15 and hanging out with my friend's house. His grandmother made us both go to Walmart with her, and we all filled 3 carts full of canned goods and water. Not what I signed up for. Hello, all my N-words. Says Y2K was real, but known for but known about for decades, so most PC systems were fixed well before the actual date. It could have had actual consequences. Happy New Year's Day. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. The Copper Owl says, there's a theory that Elon doesn't run his X account, but an HP1 does. Most of Elon's posts are just emojis. There are flaws, but it's possible. All right. Miko says, you basically spoiled season 2 saying more seasons. Well, like, I'm not doing that. They apparently announced that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry, Miko.
they filmed them back-to-back, so if anybody was following it, they know.
Yeah. Mercenary says, I thought Squid Games didn't need a first season. Well, it was a good series. I liked it. Harriet Tubman came back.
All right.
Says, case fanfic of Bakura using Little Kuburo's version where he's a limey Brit was okay, I guess. But it was just a cracker complaining about Harry Potter and Doctor Who. So just a male Brit Blabs.
Sup?
Gang, Tubbs out.
How y'all doing, fellow Brits?
Like, Tubbs, that was a deep cut. Little Karibo does the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series at Touche. That was good. That's a good series. Go watch it, guys.
Thanks, Tubbs.
Thanks, Tub.
I'm a fan of Tubbs.
We have an update on one of the biggest games of 2024, or should I say one of the biggest failures of 2024. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is the game I think for a lot of people really put what was happening in the industry on their radar, I would say. This was released in January of last year, and then people started digging into some of the companies associated with this, and that's how a lot of people found the interesting Sweet Baby Inc. And Suicide Squad obviously saw tremendously bad numbers throughout the year, and so much so that it is finally being shut down. It was announced in December that it was finally being shut down, which makes this move very, very odd, because the January PlayStation Plus titles include Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I have questions here. Kay, you look confused.
I am confused. Like, why would you even make this a PS Plus game at this point? I don't know. The ship is so far sailed.
It was probably something that was already planned for, January PlayStation Plus games, and then the company behind Suicide Squad, as the last quarter of financials, are like, well, we just got to shut this down in the new year. So it's like conflicting.
Well, okay. So my thought on this is, when you look at the people that are playing it right now over on Steam, there's 1,269 people, which, by the way, that number's pretty good compared to what it was at. Here was the last seasonal update. It went up. It had a big boost. It was down to 100. Now it's 1,300 people playing it. Good for them, right? This is after an abysmal launch when you go back and you look at it. And then they had they added one last character to it, a little bit of an update. And it steadied off. It's 1,500 people. Good for them. But it's certainly not viable to be supported, which they've already announced that it's not being supported. So let's just say, in theory, that the game goes on PlayStation Plus. It's included in your PlayStation Plus games, and it's a huge success. What do you do then? You've already pulled all your resources off it. People are all of a sudden like, whoa, this game's awesome. I need to play it now. You've already pulled all your resources off it. I think this is asking, what are you doing at this point? This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I mean, there are games that have had life breathed back into them by doing this, but I just don't think this game is going to be that. I don't think there's going to be enough people that care about this game. So that's why it's a weird move, because this isn't going to save the game either. But there are a few games, I think it's like Hypercharge or something. There was this Toy Box game. It's like a Toy Story type game, and it was not popular at all. And then they added it as a free game. I think it was on Xbox, and everyone started playing it. So there is a possibility for it. It could be a last ditch effort to try to revive a game, even though they're not updating it anymore. But I just don't see it happening.
I don't know, Eric. You got any thoughts on them? I mean, is this like a Hail Mary, or are they just pushing this out?
I think it was just something I'm sure PlayStation probably schedules those or works with the companies months in advance on what they're going to release for PlayStation Plus. So it could have been something that they had scheduled 3 months, 6 months ago, saying we're going to come out in January with it as their PlayStation Plus game, because you don't want, unlike the Xbox things, you don't want to release a game for free on PlayStation Plus immediately after release. You want to kind of do it as a deal kind of thing once a game is ready to go on sale. But
I guess, you know, even if they did work with them, let's say they worked with them months in advance, why would you announce that you're going to shut down support for the game the month before it's made available to a mass audience?
I mean, it just could be the end of the year thing, though, because your financial
tax write-off.
Yeah.
Am I
delayed right now, over and you're like,
yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. Keep it going, Blabs.
Okay.
In the meantime, read this real quick.
Okay, all right. Remember, PlayStation Plus prices were raised, and this is what they give subscribers. Yes, it's true. Where the hell was that comment so I can hide it? Oh, there we go. Okay, actually, I have something to point about this. So, as you guys know, last month or last year, I did a deep dive on Unbroken Studios on my channel, and they actually looked at PlayStation Plus, and they had Harry Potter Quidditch Champions for free on it when it launched in September, and everyone played it, and then it dropped by 50%. So, and by the way, I'm pointing this out because the game was co-developed by the same developers who did Suicide Squad, Unbroken Studios. So that is the connection. So they have like massive flops and failures. Yay!
All right, let's go ahead and move on to another gaming, hardcore video game news today. GTA 6 has been pushed to this year. There's a lot of talk of if it will actually be released in 2025, but there have been some projections that have been thrown out from some analysts. Now, this game is probably gonna have the biggest price tag as far as development ever when it comes to video games with GTA 6. And we talked about this several weeks ago, kind of the distance between the Grand Theft Auto games. This will be a decade between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 6, a decade plus. And you think about like the development cost associated with keeping a studio open year after year after year, we're talking about billions of dollars. But an analyst has come out and said that GTA 6 is projected to generate $3.2 billion in its first 12 months, $1 billion in pre-orders already anticipated. $3.2 billion in 12 months for Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. Do you guys, do you think that everything is associated with GTA that we've seen with Rockstar, the development of kind of we've seen these stories of, you know, the DEI agenda, the wokeness and everything. Do you think that'll actually put a dent in the armor of Grand Theft Auto?
No.
I don't think so either. No.
I don't think so.
Too big.
It's so many normies play that game that aren't into this kind of discussion, and they'll just be like, "Oh, dude, GTA 6 is out." Plus, there's like GTA 5 has like 3 different avenues of people that play it. You got the people that just play the story mode. You got the GTA Online people, and then you also have the streamer universe of the GTA RP. So it is just a moneymaker for Rockstar.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
Shark cards.
I think it's way too big to fail at this point, and people will just be throwing money at it hand over fist. The general thought right now says this is from hackernoon.com, talking about GTA 5. It sold 200 million copies, made over $8.5 billion in revenue, which I actually think is undershooting it after all the shark cards and everything. But we're talking about several $1 billion of development cost for Grand Theft Auto 6. They said close to $2 billion in revenue in development cost for a video game. Holy shnikes! Grand Theft Auto is and will be like the biggest game of all time. I really think it will be. I don't think that, based off some of the things that we've seen with it, with the wokeness and the DEI agenda and stuff, I think that won't change anything at all.
I think GTA is pretty immune to it, right? They can, if they wanted to push the industry in one direction or another, I think they absolutely could. Will this erode over time, though, like with Call of Duty, where we get to like GTA 10 and people are sick of things slowly and we slowly see some sales drop off? I think that's a possibility. But GTA 6 failing on its own, there's just no way. There is absolutely no way. And like, yeah, I'm not like hyped about any of the, woke garbage. I hate using the word woke, but, regardless, I'm not like hyped for any of that. But like, obviously, everyone's gonna be playing this game. Like, it's larger than the game industry in some ways. It's like the biggest movie for video games. So
right. Norm came in and says, I'm curious to see how many people make the jump to GTA 6 Online, considering the money some people sunk into 5. Yeah, and you wonder if it's going to transfer. I don't know if they've addressed that yet. All your microtransactions. By the way, Norm also says the idea that no one being above criticism. Isn't the idea of no one being above criticism the whole point of opposing the wokest?
Exactly.
Why should that idea apply to all, even those who agree with us? Yeah. Rudd came in and says, Suicide Squad kills. Dick Clark was better. All right, thanks, Rudd. Appreciate that. Mercenary says, Suicide Squad total trash and will have ramifications. Thank you for that. All right, let's move on. I saw this clip. I don't know if we're going to get flagged for it, but it sure is funny. Do you guys watch wrestling at all? Kay, you strike me as somebody. Yeah. Do you watch AEW wrestling?
I used to watch AEW. It's kind of gone downhill, but there's still a few wrestlers that I like from there.
Eric, what about you? Do you watch any AEW wrestling?
I never really got into it, no.
Well, I'll say this. There's a wrestler on their show called MJF, and he is a brilliant bad guy. He's young, he's brash, he's good, and he throws verbal barbs at there's wrestlers that he goes against as well as the audience. And we may get flagged for this, but look, this is funny, so I wanted to show it. That's all. Here he is being a good bad guy.
I want you people to know we're not so different, you and I. I used to love video games. Yeah, video games. Video games. Yeah, I love video games. And then I lost my virginity. And that's why I'm going to win tonight, baby.
Okay.
That poor guy. Oh, no.
To that guy.
What a
That's
brilliant...
rough.
Find the virgin, camera guy.
What a...
Oh, no.
I mean, we need to track this kid down. We need to find out
No, we gotta leave him in peace. He's been murdered without being murdered.
Listen,
His friends will not let him live that down. Guaranteed.
Exactly.
just what a brilliant cut by the director and cameraman there.
I mean, they could have cut to anybody at a wrestling crowd, though.
That's peak. I just want to point out that he's trying to wear like this Burberry scarf with his outfit of like a pink bikini.
That's his signature.
That's his.
Was it? Okay, I don't know him, so I'm just like, this man has a Burberry scarf.
He's one of the best people on the mic. When I say like AEW has gone downhill, I'm not talking about MJF. I think he's like probably their biggest superstar. He's excellent.
Pelzer says, why would you react to that? Because it's funny. Like, come on, let's be real. That's brilliant.
And then I lost my virginity.
Do you know what he looks like? Dude, he looks like Mr. Beast.
No, he
with
doesn't.
Glasses.
What are you talking about?
Yes. Look at him. Right there. Look at his face.
Cybertus is 100% that guy.
His face is not nearly punchable.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I saw that. I just wanted to, and let's finish this up.
And that's why I'm gonna win tonight, baby, because I'm better than you, and you know it.
And that's what a good bad guy does. Oh man, it's brilliant stuff. So why do we show that? Because it's funny. And if you can't laugh at yourself, what are you even doing here? So we saw this the other day, or actually this came out this morning. This is kind of weird. Anybody here play tabletop games? Like the old tabletop?
I mean, I have. Yeah. I don't do it on a regular.
You guys ever heard of Forge of Foes before?
No.
No? Well, this is apparently a new this is a tabletop game that I don't know. It's the lazy's DMs forge of foes, which is a thing. So I saw this, so you have to as well. This is from Blue Sky. You're welcome. From Scroll for Initiative. Apparently, they've introduced a brand new anti-colonial play. It says Forge of Foes is a great book, and I particularly like this section on anti-colonial play, which is written very. This is a book. Which is written very thoughtfully and carefully. It won't, but it'll be awesome in the 2025 Monster Manual. Address the first point, and you can see right here. Use ancestries as adjectives. Null bandits are attacking villagers rather than null bandits are attacking villages to avoid forcing narrow morality. Okay. Focus on villainy as a choice, not a biological or cultural imperative. It's like, all right, this is what we're doing in tabletop gaming today. Continued a little bit further here. It says, dude, this short history of colonialism directly under this part is even more cringe and kind of insane. The last paragraph literally tells DMs to change the stories, monsters, and worlds because a lot of players can't separate fiction from reality. Blabs, how about you read this? Can you read this really quick? Nice and
Can you like zoom in?
Yeah. Sure, I'll zoom in nice and big there. Here we go, Blabs. Why don't you tell us about colonialism?
All right, colonialism, the short version. Colonialism is a topic far too broad to be properly summed up in this or any other short treatise. But in a nutshell, the history of our modern age has been defined by specific groups of people laying claim to the entire world over centuries of exploration and not caring that the rest of the world had other people living in it at the same time. The history of colonialism is a history of conflict and warfare, of groups clashing over control of wealth and natural resources, of one group of people raiding into and claiming lands not their own and treating the lives and livelihoods of folk living in those lands as plunder. And if any of the above sounds vaguely similar to any fantasy RPG you've ever played, you might get a sense of the problem. At its heart, every fantasy role-playing game tells a story. Our stories take place in specific worlds and often explore a lot of negative aspects of those worlds in the course of showing off the best parts of those worlds. All heroes need evil to fight against, after all, but colonialism needs to be treated differently than many other negative aspects of our game narratives because the harm of unexamined colonialism can hurt players and the people near them in very real ways. For many of us, the story of the game takes place entirely in our imaginations, both the good and the bad, but for just as many players, the bad aspects of a game narrative are made real in their own experiences every day of their lives. For many of us, the stories of heroism and adventure we know best are stories of colonialism, and being aware of how colonialism in a game can harm others who play the game is the first step in addressing that harm.
Bro. It's fantasy. Like, are we really getting upset at fantasy? Why can't we handle fictional stories?
Why can't we handle colonialism? We wouldn't be here as a society without colonialism. I never understood this whole turning colonialism into the boogeyman that's happened in the last 20 years. It's such a ridiculous. It's like, do you guys forget history class? Every nation on this planet has colonized another nation at some point.
No. That's only the white people, Eric. Only the whiteys did that. Nobody else has done that, right?
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody ever. But this is a thing that's happening in tabletop gaming, and the idea of like colonialism being bad. Like you're 100% right, Eric. Every society in history was colonized by somebody else, and I highlighted that chat. The idea that just sounds like loser speak. It sounds like somebody who's ready to bend over and just take it.
And I'll be honest. Question though, like, who is actually right now being affected by colonialism in 2025 America? Like, genuine question here. Are there actually people out there who's like, I'm suffering from colonialism that hasn't happened in how many years?
Well, there's always some sort of colonialism going on right now, some sort of conquering that's happening. And,
Cough, Europe.
Yeah, well, Europe has been conquered for sure. But I don't know. Ultimately, the weak die, the strong survive. That is the nature of life, and that is being villainized by tabletop video games or tabletop gaming. Oh, you fucking pussies.
Wonder how Ruda feels about this. He's like, not another game.
Don't tell me how to GM.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Now, look, we've seen, I wanted to point this out because we put a pin on 2024. We're moving past it. But I tweeted this out yesterday, and I wanted to showcase this on the show. This comes from Colin Moriarty, who Colin is the founder of Last Stand Media. Previously was at Kind of Funny Games when Kind of Funny was at its peak. And I had this video recommended to me. This is from Colin in 2016. And while I was listening to it, I was like, wow, this could have been said a week ago and it would have held true. But as we're listening to this, I want to put this in the context of video games and the entertainment industry, because I think everything that he says, there are some political things in here, but what he says holds true to, I think, what happened in 2024. It says this 2016 rant from the great Colin Moriarty could have been said today and it would still hold true. 2024 will be remembered as the year of pushing back, whether it was the government establishment, access media, or movie/video game industry. People have had enough, so they voted at the ballot boxes and with their wallets. Continue to vote, continue to push back. Now, once again, as we're watching this, just think about this in the context of the gaming space.
There's a large swath of the country that doesn't want to be told what to think, that got tired of being told that they were sexist and racist and misogynist and bigoted, that got tired of Washington, D.C. betraying them, that got tired of people on news channels telling them how to vote, that got tired of looking at polls that did not reflect the reality on the ground in their states, that got tired of reading Facebook about how bad Trump was and how everyone that voted for him was a racist and a misogynist, and they know people that voted for Trump and that doesn't sync with their reality. So there was a backlash, a major backlash, right? This is exactly what happened in the UK with Brexit and in the 2015 election. This is what happened in the 2014 midterm election. And I'm going to tell you right now, if people don't learn how to talk to each other and learn how to relate to each other in different kinds of ways, this isn't the end. This is a massive backlash against liberalism, against political correctness, and against the establishment. That's what it is. And like, if people want to cast blame and point at everyone, that's fine. I say point at your fucking selves.
Okay, so I want to watch that one more time. But instead of, whenever he says voted for Trump, insert pushed back against games, whether it was Concord or didn't purchase a game or whatever. And just kind of put that in there, because everything that he says, I think, holds true to what happened, I feel happened in 2024 in the gaming industry as a whole. I think that it very much holds true. But before we get into that, Kay, Eric, do you guys have anything on just the overall statement right there?
Well, I'm laughing at the beta bitch underneath Greg, because I know he's suffering, like, just listening to this speech. But yeah, I completely agree with him. And like, as the internet has grown, people have so much trouble just having conversation and understanding that there are other sides to the coin, that we all don't see things in black and white, and that people can disagree. And yeah, I've noticed that people can't even sit at the table with each other anymore and just have a conversation. You have to be like with me or against me. And I hate that mentality, because if you're not like debating and you're not trying to like find different ways to do things, you're never going to make the world better. If you're constantly just thinking in one way, you have to accept that people might see things a different way and that your own worldview might not be perfect either. So yeah, I agree.
Eric?
Yeah, the guy on the bottom looked like he was reacting. Is like, no, everybody that votes that way is bigoted.
Exactly.
That's what I was reading on his face.
So that's Greg Miller. I've known Greg and Colin for a long time, and Greg, we talked about him on the show. He, prior to the election, he put out a feverish plea to go vote for Kamala. Like, and to be clear, Colin left Kind of Funny, was more or less pushed out because he is seen as he's been more or less the centrist. He is lean conservative most of his career, and then but their office, everything about them was based in San Francisco, and everybody else at Kind of Funny is super duper left, right? But I want to go once again. I want to watch this one more time and just think about this from a gaming perspective. Remove voted for Trump, because this is him trying to explain what happened, why Trump was elected in 2016. Which once again, he could have this exact same conversation in 2024 with them, but replace vote Trump with push back against Concord, push back against Dustborn, push back against pronouns and the wokeness and everything there. And then, because I think this is exactly what it is. Let's watch this one more time.
There's a large...
By the way, can we get out for the big gulp at the start?
There's a...
That actually well at it.
That's real. That is a real gulp at the beginning. Here we go.
There's a large swath of the country that doesn't want to be told what to think, that got tired of being told that they were sexist and racist and misogynist and bigoted, that got tired of Washington, D.C. betraying them.
Okay. Everything I said there, replace Washington, D.C. with Access Media. Game devs and Access Media, yep.
That got tired of people on news channels telling them how to vote.
Telling them what to play.
That got tired of looking at polls that did not reflect the reality on the ground in their states.
Looking at X posts, telling them how people actually are, from people in coastal cities.
That got tired of reading Facebook about how bad Trump was and how everyone that voted for him was a racist and a misogynist.
How bad you were if you didn't buy this game, right?
And they know people that voted for Trump, and that doesn't sync with their reality. So there was a backlash, a major backlash, right? This is exactly what happened in the UK with Brexit and in the 2015 election. This is what happened in the 2014 midterm election. And I'm going to tell you right now, if people don't learn how to talk to each other and learn how to relate to each other in different kinds of ways, this isn't the end. This is a massive backlash against liberalism, against political correctness, and against the establishment. That's what it is. And if people want to cast blame and point at everyone, that's fine. I say point at your fucking selves.
I think he nails it. And the irony of all this is that he said it 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And it still holds true today, which is amazing. I was actually thinking about putting a post out over on X about this, but as far as taking what he said, because I think you could transcribe it and just replace vote Trump with, some sort of gaming analogy, and it would hit perfectly. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because I was really profound as I was listening. I was like, man, he nailed it. And I think there's a larger conversation to be had where he was saying this 8 years ago, and the fact that can still be said today, not a whole lot's changed. Not a whole lot really has changed as far as the mentality. And I would say it's actually gotten worse since then. And if you think that 2016 broke people, man, 2024, people may be just jumping off bridges in Minecraft. So, you guys got anything before we move on there?
I think that's a really powerful statement, and that should be shared a lot because absolutely. And we saw it with the election in America, how many more people came out and supported Trump. We saw it with just how people are rejecting all of these games now that are putting all these ideologies in. You're just pretty much making more and more people awake to this and realizing that we need to change. So yeah, it was happening 10 years ago, and now you see more and more people pushing back against it. And I love to see it because it shouldn't stand anymore. It's so obvious that there's a silent majority, in my opinion, and now they're finally being loud about it. So it's good.
Eric, got anything before we move on?
Self-reflection. Everybody needs to do more of it. It's
Right.
always for the better.
Hippo came in with a $20 super chat. Says colonialism is the bane of the modern audience. Too bad they can't colonize franchises like their ancestors. They bring shame to our colonizing forefathers. George Washington rowed a boat to fight orcs, Brits with bad teeth. Thanks, Hippo. Appreciate that. That is awesome. All right. Also, Master Gawa says Kay has played everything. Has Kay played the best Tecmo games? Tecmo's Deception. If so, what are her favorite sadistic medieval torture games? Tecmo's Deception fan fiction win. There's a VR seventh guest.
I haven't played everything. I wish I have. There's not enough time. You know, it's kind of a depressing thought, but I will not play everything I want to play before I die, but I will play that game for you. Just saying. That game sounds amazing.
All right. Let's move on. Now, yesterday, when I was vomiting and sleeping, Blabs and Razor, I put this on the run sheet yesterday because I think it's, I wanted to talk about it. Razor was not a huge fan of her music, and that's totally fine. I knew he wouldn't be, but there was this girl who was going viral yesterday. Did you see this girl, Aya May, over on X yesterday? Did anybody hear about this at all?
No.
Eric, did you see her?
Yeah.
You did?
I saw the little 30-second clip that's been going around X.
Okay. Now, she, the long and short, what you need to know about Aya May is that she is Australian, and she was dropped from her record label after she was an independent artist, and she lost her manager because she didn't change the lyrics to her song and also left her label. So what could she possibly be saying in her song? Now, I wanted to listen to this because it's, I would say for a lot of people, this could be like their anthem for the last several years. So let's go listen to a little bit of this. But there's a second side of this coin, which is not heard that before.
No, I thought that was pretty well done. I'm just more stunned that the normies are waking up. That's like huge. To hear that kind of like generic pop music actually singing about things like cancel culture and media lying, that's insane. So in that way, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But her label was trying to get that removed? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
The narrative that she is pushing is that that she was, they more or less wanted her manager wanted her to change the lyrics. There's obviously some stuff about COVID in there and the origin of it, as well as, just the media narrative. And I'll say this, as somebody, my brother produced a lot of protest songs, and he's kind of made his name over the last several years pushing back. And more or less, I've said this before, the idea of like, it's really sad when like some 40-year-old dude that, is like the punk rock of the industry, right? But she saw a little bit of that where people were like, yo, you can't say these things. So she left, and she was she got passed around on the internet the last couple of days. And she saw a little bit of success. And obviously when you start seeing success, all of a sudden people start reaching out and they start leeching on. And they want to know what's going on. And to be clear, I reached out to her because I saw this post and was like, hey, you should come on our show and talk about it. Because I'm a much bigger fan of talking with somebody than about somebody. She never responded, right? Which I think is really stupid. But regardless.
To be fair, though, it's like New Year's Day and everything. She's 12 hours ahead in Australia.
That is true. But she is responding to other posts on X.
Oh,
So-
rejection.
Would not be the first time we've been rejected. Won't be the last time we've been rejected. But what's interesting about this is if you recall, what was it, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, after really the last time we heard of the Tuah girl.
When she went to sleep like Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, she passed out like Sleeping Beauty. And
For 2 weeks.
Do you remember why she got went to sleep? Why was that, Blabs?
Bitcoin scandal.
That's right. She launched a Bitcoin or a meme coin. Well, apparently, in the one day since this song started to catch a little bit of virality to it, somebody reached out to her. And I by the way, I'm just reading between the lines here, right? Because I did not see this post, but I'm reading between the lines. Apparently, she tried to launch her own meme coin.
Why do you people do this? Like, and especially for this woman who could easily get very famous just off the fact that she's willing to push against the narrative, make a pop song, like a top 40 type song. Why do you need the crypto coin? Who are these people that are like constantly approaching everyone and making them do this? This is crazy.
Yes. Well, apparently she threw this out there in the middle of the night, in Australian time, middle of the day or whatever, and thought this would be a good idea. And quickly saw backlash. So she responded with, "Hey guys, so I hear and see what you're saying, and I'm totally mindful and respectful of that. I'm not a human that cares about money. I'm shutting this down and deleting my post. I won't be selling any of the coins, but I'm shutting down my involvement now. Peace." Which, once again, I didn't see any post about, when I think coins nowadays, I'm thinking meme coins or something, but I'm just reading between the lines here. But how quickly, this is a legit question. How quickly can you get something like this set up? Because this is over the course of her being quote unquote discovered online in 12 hours. Do you guys know anything about setting up meme coins and stuff?
Well, I have no intention of ever doing it, so I don't know exactly how to set it up. But as far as I know, you can go on certain chains and create them. I'm sure it doesn't take long, but as we've seen with the Tuah girl and whatever, and Boogie getting approached and all these people, there's clearly teams of people that are just ready to jump on whatever the next viral thing is. And they understand how quickly the internet moves. Crypto, which is 24/7, it trades, unlike, some stocks and stuff like that. They understand how quickly they have to move. So this must be a very quick process. It has to be.
Well, I did find a little bit more information about it. Here is it was a karma coin.
Oh my God, how lame.
So, and this is...
Wasn't already taken?
Yeah. This is accurate. It was at 200... Okay, the market cap was $7,000. So it's not like it did a whole lot of money, but still, just the idea that people were in it and going after it and dumping that much money that quickly over this is crazy. So the Carmageddon coin. So she quickly realized the error of her ways, and she apparently has not been on the internet the last month to see what's going on with Tuah girl. So, oh my gosh. Fascinating. And remember, she got dropped, or either her manager dropped her or she got dropped by her management. She needs to get new management if she's setting up crypto coins. There's hey, you had 12 hours of fame. You need to get on that.
She said she deleted the post about the crypto coin, right? I was looking at her Twitter. I couldn't find it. But it was probably something like, "Oh, you're going big with this song. Let's strike while the iron's hot and make it a crypto coin." That's all the craze. Somebody probably reached out to her that, and then some of her fans were like, "No, don't do that. Remember what Tuah did."
Yes.
So she probably backed out of it before she got too deep into it. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, and let's. I don't know. Kay, you got anything else on that? Would you ever be launching a crypto coin anytime soon?
Hell no! It's like the
Melee
biggest
coin.
scam in the world. No, hell no. No melee coins. None of that. No fanfic coins. I see you, Augusto, in chat. That's not happening. No. No. It's a pump and dump rug pull. It's a scam. These should be treated like scams. There are obviously Like, I'm very pro crypto, and there's a lot of stuff that is like good out there, but like it needs to have utility. There needs to be purpose behind it. Don't go for a coin just because a celebrity's name is attached to it or whatever it might be, or someone you know. It doesn't matter. Like, it has to have utility, purpose. It has to be something like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Chainlink or whatever. But none of this garbage. Don't do it, guys. It's literally, not only is it gambling, but it's very clearly a scam when these kinds of things pop up.
Yep. Well, it's amazing. It's amazing to see how quickly, though. Just she saw, you know, and Blabs, I know you said like it's definitely not an anthem for many. She says too anti-Israel, right? But at the same time, look, that's a very controversial thing. Like I said, I'm not going to speak about that because I don't know a whole lot about it, but there are a lot of people who have related to the lyrics that she said. So
Although I would say I would like it better if it was less auto-tune. Just saying.
Yeah. I saw some people saying that they thought it was like a banger, you know, and a lot of people do relate to the lyrics in it, whatever side people are on. So the guy, speaking of music, Blabs cover win?
Oh no. You can sing that, Craig.
Ravioli with aioli, mamma mia, come again. Was that good?
It's glorious.
I feel like I'm doing all right.
He's more auto-tune.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our final story of the day. Oh, you know what? We have a reason to use this. Friends, it's time for the Beast Files. All right. Probably the biggest news of, Mr. Beast's life happened yesterday, as it was announced on X that Mr. Beast is now, in fact, engaged to his longtime lover, his girlfriend. Congratulations to Mr. Beast. And he's a billionaire, and congratulations, she is too. So there's that. Okay, when you getting married?
This is like the 50th time I've been asked.
I am so sorry. Listen, I booted him. I'm sorry. That was awful.
I'm on the road. I'm on the road. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at Craig. He's just crying backstage. Don't ever do that again. That's so terrible.
It was funny. Don't worry.
Holy shit. I'd like to apologize on behalf of Side Scrollers to Melee K and Melee
He's
Games.
allowed to ask me. I'm with someone anyways. So Melee James, you guys know him.
Blabs.
Shut up. You can sit back there and you think about it.
No, that's great. What about you, Eric? When you getting married?
Craig's interested, that's why.
I know, buddy.
Taken.
Oh.
What are you gay?
Damn.
You just need to schedule that Roblox guy for Blabs.
No!
Right?
Oh my god!
What?
She
You're
can
getting
fix
married
him.
to a Roblox guy? What's happening?
No!
Roblox streamer, yeah. Doesn't clean his room.
She can fix
Blabs
him
is going
real
to
good.
fix him.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Yeah.
some things you can't fix in life, and one of them is a Roblox streamer.
Oh, man. I play the emotional damage clip, but we get flagged for that. Emotional damage. It's not the way it works, apparently. A guy will flag you down. Hey, Plug Walk Tony came in and says, some people exaggerate Musk's contribution. Trump was winning before Musk's endorsement and would have without. Thank you, Plug Walk Tony. Appreciate that. Master Gala says, thank you, Kay. I'm happy that you have decided to play it. The current Tecmo game is Deception 4, the Nightmare Princess. Also, female protagonist for the win.
Especially with Big Titty. If that's in, I'm in. Just saying.
Nice. The Worthy One says, hey, Kay, if you're interested, Common Rider is now on Tubi.
Oh, yes. Yes, you recommended it to me before. Now Tubi's an easy one because you just put on the Roku, done. I'm in.
All right. Commodore Fan says, her auto-tune sound still makes me want to vomit. Listen, as somebody who vomited probably most recently on the show, I can't... Actually, Kay, did you vomit this morning at all? Any vomiting?
Didn't, no.
Oh, good. But you are hungover.
I'm very hungover, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Drinking games do that to you. We do a little drinking game here called the Metallica drinking game, and James is like a huge Metallica fan.
Yeah.
So I can play like 5 seconds of the song and he can guess what the song is. So if he guesses it, I have to drink. And needless to say, I'm more hungover than him. So yeah, it's intense.
What'd you have?
A
What were you
lot of
drinking?
things. A lot of things. We actually watched James Bond as well. So we were making the martini that he drinks and everything. It was hardcore. So.
Were you mixing a shit ton of drinks too?
Yes.
Oh. Don't you know?
Hey, well, thanks for being a trooper.
Yeah.
Of course.
She got up like 6 a.m. was like, oh.
Hey, I'll do anything to hang out with you guys. Chat's great. The panels is always great. So, of course.
Yes. Even on New Year's Day. That's outstanding.
Exactly.
Tommy says, watch Sam Hyde's message for Elon Musk. It's way too long for the show, but you should watch it. I've seen this being passed around.
43 minutes long. I have not watched it just because, like, dude, who watches 43-minute videos on
It's
X?
excellent. It is honestly worth it. I'm a huge Sam Hyde fan. I love him for his comedy, world peace. Like, I love Sam Hyde for everything, but he can have serious conversations, and I think that video is extremely powerful. So I do highly recommend it.
Give me like the TLDR. What exactly are we talking about here?
It's really hard to TLDR, but he's essentially pushing that, like, Elon needs to pay attention to all the discourse and understand, first of all, that the Groypers need to be unbanned, that in this race is China racing to get all of these Indian immigrants and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's a whole huge thing. But he's a super smart guy. I highly recommend watching the Sam Hyde video. I don't think I could do it justice with a TLDR.
Okay. All right. Well, then should I do like a full, like, is it something that fits on the channel?
It gets pretty political, so it's up to you how deeply political you want to get with it, but I think it's worth it. And like, I'm a huge free speech person, so for me, I really loved it. So I would say, watch the first like 5 minutes on your own and just see if it's something that you're interested in, but I think it's worth it.
Okay. Cool. All right. We do see all your super chats, all your direct donations, including this from Harriet Tubman. Who came in with the 5, says, check out Kay's GTA 5 role-playing Let's Play series. She made my... Okay, I can't even say these things. It's always saying that the classic line, how many times am I supposed to tell you my hands are lethal weapons? Harriet, I can't say what you want me to say. Sorry. Craig out.
Thanks, Tubbs.
Yeah, thanks, Tubbs. All right, Blabs, let's get to some super chats.
Okay. So over on locals, Minor.
Real quick, just hey, if everybody could do us a favor, once again, hit the thumbs up button. We're at 900 right now. Let's get that up to that 1337. We got 2,000 folks tuning in. We appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up button. Yeah,
Do
like
it.
Blabs said. Yeah.
Do it. All right. Minor on locals for $1 says that girl won't get any new management. She's been blacklisted, probably put on the PEP list the government has. Oh, well, that's fun. Okay, let me start to the top. Corey says, I've decided for that 2025, I'll only be watching YouTube videos and streams in 1080p or higher. It's my New Year's resolution. Happy New Year's. Craig, 1080p or higher.
Well, Cajun Corey, I'm glad you answered that because we're going to be doing some tinkering here, actually starting as early as next week on the channel. So we're going to take the next step. We got some big goals for 2025, and one of the next steps is taking the next step in production on the show. So
perfect. Monkey Man says, so what is Blabs going on to do with Mr. Roblox? I can't clean my room. Sure, but never. Thanks. Crazy! Happy New Year to my favorite people. Thank you very much, Crazy. We like your shirt, by the way. She's got the new t-shirt over on Twitter.
Yep.
6 strings. So, Blabs, that's a firm no for the Roblox streamer. Absolutely no. Jesus to Betsy.
What if he starts streaming other games?
I will not be dating a Roblox streamer. Thank you. Or someone that has
streamer.
No. Especially one that's like worse than Osmond Gold level of stinkiness. No. Ew. Filth. Big Iron says, take my spare change. Wish I could give more. Thank you very much, Big Iron.
Appreciate that greatly.
Magnum says, one question. What's the point of the Switch 2 if all the games are low-fi graphics?
Lo-fi? Well, it depends. You know, it's 8 years of technology. You gotta keep up. That's really what it comes down to.
Nintendo cares about fun overall, and look, I'm in that conversation too. I feel like they need to up their game a bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, they care about having a fun experience over having the highest fidelity. So,
Lord Splage says Petra the Pegging Pickle. Blabs. We have to have the name today. Who for the highest? Oh no.
Yeah. Right now,
I think it's a tie.
It is a tie right now. Tie goes to direct donations. So, because there's a larger cut associated right now, that's bacon. Bacon at $50. So,
all right. Snake Fan says pat my pickle. I like that one.
Should we play the yodeling pickle just for fun?
Yeah, I haven't even heard it.
Just for a freebie. Here we go.
I feel like that's Craig's new alarm for when he wakes up in the morning.
Someone sign that pickle now, and then get a crypto coin for it.
We need to all go watch Sound of Music now.
We're watching Pickle Coin. Yes.
Norm says, please tell me that P. Enos is off the table as a name. Is it? Is it?
Yes, Norm. It's off.
Wolfen says, stupid computers. Agreed. Thomas says, 2024 was a wild ride from grim outlook to the final triumph with AI sprinkled along the way. Reality can feel stranger than fanfic, right, Kay?
Indeed.
Ian says, happy May birthday, Doom Scrollers. I mean, Side Scrollers. What scary Blabs fact are we going to learn today? Well, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
My birthday. Happy birthday to you, Ian. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember. Didn't you say it was yesterday? Anyway, happy birthday to you. Random scary Blabs fact. I got nothing off the top of my head.
Ian, yes, Dan Vast's in the back. And Dan actually has a wonderful song to sing to you.
Happy, much happy birthday for you.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that.
I'm trying to think of a scary fact. I don't think I have one right now. Sorry.
You had the porta potty fact earlier. That was crazy.
There
you go.
New York City. Shit show. Mercenary. There are people out there that get off on us getting scared, and they are the top of the top. What us gone? This is part of it. I didn't know where you're going with that for a second. They're getting off and being on top. Anyway, Jake P says it actually was a real issue, but was averted by lots of programmers fixing it in the years before. Look up PS3 leap year issue, for example. That's right. Sturgeon, New York 2000. I was in Taco Bell at 1 a.m. and somebody shut off the power, then turned it back on. Everybody had to show their receipts to get their food. Oh, that sucks. Red says Europe fell from multiculturalism. We never recovered. Yep. Mercenary. The mask was not for health. It was a muzzle for us. Mercenary says Dick Clark was a vampire and then someone got him.
Was it?
So that's Mercenary's scary fact of the day.
Yeah.
David says Demure is French for incredibly fat. No, it's not. Is it? Never heard that
it's
one.
a joke, Blabs.
Oh, I was going to say, like, no, it's not.
I'm assuming.
For years. I don't know this fact. Norm says, why is that dude speaking Jabba the Hutt? Because he's Jabba the Hutt. Miku says, in the wise words of Scott Steiner, Shay's fat. Thank you very much. Aiden says, if I have to choose between the fat machine man and getting $10 billion, I'll take the money and I don't care if people hates me. Okay. The Ministry of Wrong Thing. Guys, I haven't pooped all year. Am I gonna die? That's the joke I made to Eric this morning. I was like, have you taken your shit or have you not pooped in a whole year? And yes, so.
I'm full of 2024
yeah,
shit,
you should get that checked, man, if you haven't taken a shit in a year. It's bad for you. You're gonna blow up. Mercy says, hey, I'm that one that writes fan fictions. I just don't publish. It is part of my therapy to deal with the crazy, like the drunks when I was doing delivery. Thank you very much. Also says, I said Squid Games, not Sushi Squad. Sushi Squad? Sushi Squad? I think you mean Suicide Squad. That's hilarious. Sushi Squad. Pippa says, anyone excited for Beyond Citadel coming out tomorrow? It's the sequel to the Citadel. I know some people who are.
I haven't played it, sadly.
Norm says this is the start of the Virgin Camera Guys glow up arc. It's gonna come back looking like Chris Evans. Dude named Bob says, my take on GTA, if I want to shoot a bunch of people and steal cars, I'll go outside. Meanwhile, give me a real game, not a lame sandbox. Damn, bro.
Damn, Bob.
Kyle says, it feels weird to say that we're going to get a GTA 6 and the Switch successor this year. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you too, Kyle. Norm says, does that gaming manual come with an audiobook voiced by an angry Yahtzee telling the reader not to have any fun? Perhaps. Miku says, in the words of Epic Rap Battles Tolkien, newsflash, the genre is called fantasy. It's meant to be unrealistic, you myopic manatee. Thank you very much, Miku. Mercenary says, this is why I want to send these individuals to the sun for not being able to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Mind virus is matasizing. Thank you. I think he means mesmerizing. I'm not sure.
Matasizing, yeah.
Master Gallo says, thanks for reminding us colonialism is awesome. I'm thankful the Spanish brought Christianity to ancient Mayan cannibals who deserve to be colonized. Thank you. And Mercenary says, this is divide and conquer by those above us. Hint, hint. All right. Lancer, I'm a vampire. 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 Thank you, Lance. Did you guys know Lance is a vampire?
You need more Nicolas Cage in that.
I can't. I'm a woman. You want to try?
No.
Didn't think so.
There's only one Nicolas Cage.
That's true. Commodore says, do watch vid on the Sam vid, Craig, with disclaimer. The Sam Hyde video.
Need to check it out. Yeah. I've seen it being passed around.
Minor says, Blabs, what is the wedding with the Roblox guy?
February 29th.
That's right. Good one. Snubble Rai says, speaking of husband, did you know, Kay, that he has been dancing half naked with a smirking purple ghost while screaming to bear EDM music?
What? How dare he? No, it's all true. It's all true. Yeah.
Ali sent a super sticker, I think, for $1. Thank you very much. Masagawa, when we win, do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Sam Hyde.
Yep.
Lampshade says, since you played a bunch of Tecmo games, ever played any of the Ninja Gaiden DOA games? Really glad Ninja Gaiden's coming back, at least in 2D form.
Yes, I love Dead or Alive. That's probably my favorite fighting series at this point. DOA 2X. I love DOA 4. I actually don't mind the newest DOA, but of course it bothers me that it's not as sexy unless you get behind the paywall. Just kind of annoying. But yeah, DOA 4 to me is kind of the peak. I'm really excited for Ninja Gaiden coming back. That was an awesome announcement. Probably my favorite one of last year.
And Delta says, Happy New Year, side scrollers. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. That's right. And Mercy says, metasizing like in cancer.
Metastasizing.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. I was like, what?
Y'all are too smart for me. I've never heard that word.
But that's not even how it's supposed to be spelt either. That's why. And cancer. Cancer. Okay, we're caught up on YouTube. Okay, I don't know what you got on Rumble.
We should be caught up on Rumble, I believe.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Marblein came in, says it's 40 minutes, but very much worth the watch. The entire thing is very well done. Okay. Well, maybe I'll need to. Maybe we'll do like a live reaction to that. We'll see. Harriet Tubman came in. Thanks, Harriet. With the 5 says, daily fanfics giving too many details about the character's feet, throwing fits about Sonic 06 on stream. James coming out dressed as Macho Man Randy Savage. This is Melee Geddon. Gang, gang, Tubbs out.
We beat Sonic only 1/3 of the way, but we did it. Thank you, Tubbs.
All right. Well, there you go. Thanks, Harriet. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Appreciate y'all popping in. Blabs, who is on our show tomorrow?
All right, so we have Raging Rhino and Lady Desiree showing up tomorrow.
Ooh, should be a fun show. That'll be great. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a lot going on. Glad you guys are with us. We're going to make 2025 a huge year for what we're doing over here. We're pushing the chips to the middle of the table. Very excited about that. Going to do our best to make some big moves, and we'll either be here in a year or we're going to be flat broke. So we'll see how it goes. With that said, have a great rest of your day. Kay, where can everybody find you?
At Melee Games everywhere. You can see me getting tortured by Sonic 06 and various other games.
All right. And Mr. CEO?
At Yumi the Movies, today we have a reaction to American Ninja. Hitting at noon. And then over on Yumi the TV, we have Squid Game and Dexter Original Sin launching next week. So some new shows.
Excellent. All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. You guys can find links to Blabs channel down in the description. It's the top Harry Potter channel on the internet.
Yes, I want it to be one day.
Sounds good. With that said, guys, we'll see you tomorrow when we're back at it again at 11 a.m. Central Time. Appreciate you guys popping in as we get back to normal. You guys drink a lot of water today and come back and see us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. You guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
Fertility.